What up, Fearless Agent Nation? Colton, Lindsay coming at you live in the Fearless Agent Facebook group. I'm super freaking excited about the opportunity to share on this topic, and I want to give a thanks out to, and I might mess this name up, F. Vasquez number 7, F. Vasquez 7, not quite sure, one of my followers on my YouTube channel, one of my subscribers there, asked this question: how would you go about starting a real estate sales team? Which launches the topic of today's conversation, is the truth about building a real estate sales team. Okay, so one of the things that I think is really important as you guys are hopping in with this topic is understanding the whole core principle between your real estate sales business and any sales business. Okay, and as you guys hop on, and if you're watching this live or recorded, I want you to post in the comments below where you're from. I always love hearing about the growth of the Fearless Agent Nation, putting a bunch of invites out there as we speak. Started just a few minutes late than I normally do. Okay, cool. So one of the things that's really important about building a sales team and building your business is understanding what a real team is all about. Unfortunately, for our industry and the company I even work with, Keller Williams, talks a lot about teams, and we see a lot of agents that can't do the one thing that causes their own success and skill sets to grow, but yet they want to go lead others in that skill set and that success. And each one of us know that our business is driven with prospecting and setting appointments and ultimately getting contracts signed. It's getting customers. Right? So I've seen this with talks about inside sales agents. I've seen this with talks about hiring buyer's agents. I've seen this with talks about wanting to grow their team, is that people want to grow their team simply to not have to do the work themselves. And I see all these agents wanting to grow teams without having tread the trail first, so to speak. And let me share an example with you. So I don't as much anymore now that I've got focused with my kids and dance and stuff like that, but I was an avid snowmobiler for years, right? And if you're snowmobiling in Utah, we get a ton of fresh powder, ton of snow, and we're going through sometimes a base of 5 to 6 feet with another 2 to 3 feet of powder on top, and the guy that's in front has to blaze the trail. But each time that person blazes the trail, it makes it easier for the person behind them, the rest of the snowmobilers, right? It's that same concept when it comes to real estate sales. Like, that's the point of Fearless Agent. Fearless Agent has helped you blaze the trail, and now you can follow through that path and make it easier, right? The challenge is, until you personally blaze the trail, you have no right, no purpose, no reason behind creating a sales team. However, what I do recommend is that you do something like I did, and something like we have several of the Fearless Agent students doing, is starting the idea of leveraging. Okay, so Cody Barton is one bad, cool dude that I've talked about. He's 22 years old. He's got a bunch of money under contract right now. He hired his first assistant a few weeks ago. He's less than a year in the business. He's crushing. He's a Fearless Agent student, mastermind partner of mine. And what he is doing is he's putting in the work to generate appointments and generate contracts, right? And in the future, it's going to get to the point that he'll be maxing out with his assistant, right? He'll be maxing out with his leverage tools, be able to leverage his time, right? So here's the real myth with building a team. It's not about building a team. It's about leveraging your time so that you can go do other things that are either A, more productive if that's what you want to do, or B, so you don't have to work all the time, right? So the better question shouldn't be, how do I build a team? The better question should be, and is, how can I fire myself, and where can I fire myself in a specific spot in my business right now, okay? For example, a lot of you guys that follow me, you are still at the stage where you're a one-man band. You're a sole proprietor, self-employed. You're doing the listing input, or maybe you're doing the showings, or maybe you're doing the transaction coordination. You're doing all of that, right? So don't worry about going and hiring any agent to come work with you and be a salesperson. Worry about, how do you do the 3 major things that Fearless Agent teaches: build your skills, build your schedule, and master and build your systems, right? If you can follow those 3 things, you'll begin to do 2 really important things we've talked about: a smart day and smart week. Just ask Cody Barton. It's changed his entire life and career. And when you do those smart days and smart weeks, you'll start to ask yourself those questions. Where can I fire myself next? What do I need to do next to grow my business. And slowly you'll start to then hire your first assistant, then your second assistant, and then you'll have so much business that you won't have time to work with the buyer. So you'll either hire a showing assistant, or you'll hire a buyer's agent that takes care of that stuff, right? And then with time, you'll grow it out on how you can leverage yourself to where you've created a sellable business. So to really answer the question is, where do you start to build a team? Is you start by getting great at your skills, your schedules, and your systems, maximizing yourself out, and then beginning to fire yourself and leverage yourself out to where you can get talented individuals that want to grow with you, right? For example, right now, because of all of my businesses, I'm hiring a social media director for our company, the WGR Media, right? I actually had an applicant today that follows me and has followed me for a while on social media. It's actually really great at social media, but what she's better than me at social media. But what she's not great at is business, right? She's not great at business. So she offered to come work with my organization for half the pay that I'm offering, and the other half is she just wants me to mentor her. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about, is being able to just be you on a high level to where you'll attract talented individuals that want to do business with you. And with time, you'll naturally build out a sales team, or a sales business, which is a better word in my opinion, is building a business. And I know. Bob never really watches these videos, and a lot of you have actually reached out to him and asked him about, hey, building a team. And he'll tell you this is the dumbest thing on the planet, right? But I want to be very clear. What he's telling you is the dumbest thing on the planet is building a team how you think a team should be built. Because if you knew how to build a team and you knew how to build a business, you've already built it. I teach this in my Financial Freedom Nation course. Is the 3 most dangerous words in the English language are, I know that. So I know that this is what a team looks like, is basically what people are saying, right? But they don't know that because they haven't built that business, they haven't built those results, they haven't built that team. I want to let you guys know that Bob, when he was in his heyday, had what he calls a partner, right? The partner ran all of the buyers and all of the admin, and he ran all of the listings and getting new listings, right? So in essence, he had a team, he had a business, and he had leveraged out everything for his business except for him going to get the contract signed, which according to Gary Keller and his overcomplicated book that I still study, is a 6th level to real estate sales business, right? And so the reality is Bob did have a team. He just didn't call it a team, okay? He still stayed in the business till he actually left and started working with Floyd Wickman, and then launched his other business, Fearless Agent, at which he actually sold his real estate business off. And he won't admit this to you, but he has personally admitted to me that he wishes he wouldn't sold off his business, and that he probably could have done it differently, which he has helped me start to structure and reorganize my business so that eventually I really have nothing to do with this sales business, but I still have the sales business creating that revenue, which you guys have watched me from really 2011 till today, as I've posted my journey all over social media, particularly YouTube, and what I went from being that one single agent to where now I do have a real estate sales team, but not the type that everyone thinks is that they can build. I've created a real business with other awesome people that I'm able to create massive value for, that are able to start working with my personal clients. They're getting zoned in on what their skill set is within inside of the business, and we're working together to grow and to become more awesome at what we do. Not for me to leech off of them. However, that's how most sales teams operate. There's not massive value from the leader, so therefore they're just consuming from the team members. So this is the truth behind building a real estate sales team. We appreciate you being a part of the Fearless Agent Nation. Be sure to post below where you're from. I want to hear in the comments where you're from, and give me some reactions if this brings value to you, so I know if this was a great topic or not. And if it's not, it sucks. I probably won't talk about this again. Cool. Make sure to go to fearlessagent.com and get signed up for coaching and training if you want to learn how to grow your business and do what 22-year-old Cody Barton is doing, and building a multiple 6-figure business literally before he moved out of his parents' basement. So that's a joke. He actually owns his own house, by the way, but I built that business before I moved out of my parents' business. or my parents' house and basement, so you can do it as well. And I followed the Fearless Agent system. And what's so cool about that is that you literally can go back and see my documented journey to see that I'm not making this shit up. This is the real deal. I literally learned everything from Bob and Fearless Agent and growing and pushing to a next level. Appreciate you guys being a part of the Fearless Agent Nation. All of a sudden, now you're going down their rabbit hole and you want to try and figure out, naturally you want to try and figure out how to handle that objection. Stop, back up, get your question answered, and re-ask the question, right? So this is one of those times where there's magic in threes.